Ever wondered why we get hiccups? It's a peculiar sensation, isn't it? One minute you're going about your day, the next minute you're interrupted by a series of involuntary, jerky contractions that seem to have a mind of their own. Yes, we're talking about hiccups. They're an experience as universal as laughter or tears. Yet despite their common occurrence, not everyone understands why they happen. In fact, hiccups are quite the enigma. They come unbidden, at the most inconvenient times, and often leave just as abruptly as they appeared. But what exactly are they? Why do they insist on making an appearance during that important business meeting or romantic dinner date? Why do they seem to have such impeccable timing? These are the questions that have baffled scientists and hiccup sufferers alike for centuries. But fear not, for we're about to dive deep into the world of hiccups. Now, prepare to unravel the mystery behind hiccups. So, what exactly happens in our body when we hiccup? Now that's a question that's likely crossed your mind a time or two. Let's delve into this curious phenomenon. Hiccups are essentially a reflex action, a sequence of events that our body initiates in response to certain stimuli. The star of this show is a muscle called the diaphragm. This dome-shaped muscle sits right below our lungs and plays a key role in breathing. When we breathe in, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward, creating space for our lungs to expand. When we breathe out, it relaxes and moves upward, pushing the air out of our lungs. But here is where the hiccup comes in. For reasons that are still not entirely clear, the diaphragm may sometimes contract suddenly and involuntarily. This abrupt contraction causes a rapid intake of air. But wait, there's more. As this rush of air races into our lungs, something else happens. The vocal cords, those little folds of muscle tissue in our throat, snap shut. They act like the lid on a pot, keeping the incoming air from going any further. This sudden closure of the vocal cords disrupts the normal flow of air, creating that distinctive hic sound we all know so well. And voila, you've got yourself a hiccup. So, in essence, a hiccup is a sudden, involuntary contraction of the diaphragm followed by the rapid closure of the vocal cords. It's a bit like a surprise party that your body throws for itself, but without the fun and the cake. This hiccup reflex has been with us since we were babies. In fact, it's been observed in fetuses as young as 10 weeks old. Though it may seem like a random quirk of our bodies, it's actually a deeply ingrained part of our physiology. It's a simple reflex, but why does it happen? Well, that's a question for the next scene. Stay tuned as we delve into the causes behind this curious phenomenon. You might be surprised to know that hiccups can be triggered by quite a few things. Yes, those pesky involuntary spasms that interrupt our conversations, meals, and sometimes even our sleep have a whole variety of causes. Let's start with eating, a common perpetrator behind hiccups. When you eat too quickly, you tend to swallow air along with your food. This excess air can distend your stomach, causing it to press against your diaphragm, leading to hiccups. The same goes for drinking, especially carbonated beverages. The gas from these drinks expands your stomach, setting off that familiar hiccup. And it's not just how quickly you eat or drink, but also what you consume. Spicy foods, for instance, can irritate the nerves that control the diaphragm, causing hiccups. Alcoholic beverages, on the other hand, can affect the central nervous system and lead to prolonged hiccups. But hiccups aren't just about what's going into your stomach. They're also tied to your emotions. Ever noticed how you're more prone to hiccups when you're excited, stressed, or anxious? That's because these emotions can cause your diaphragm to contract, resulting in hiccups. Temperature changes too can bring on a bout of hiccups. A sudden switch from hot to cold or vice versa can stimulate your diaphragm, triggering those unwanted spasms. Even medical conditions can cause hiccups. Certain diseases or disorders that affect the nerves controlling the diaphragm can lead to chronic hiccups. These could range from gastrointestinal conditions to metabolic disorders and even psychological disorders. As you can see, hiccups can be more than just a simple annoyance. They're a complex reaction to a variety of triggers, involving several parts of our body, from our stomach and diaphragm to our central nervous system. But that's not all. There's more to the story. So, the next time you're hit with a bout of hiccups, take a moment to consider what might have set them off. It could be a clue to understanding your body better. Mi pintu di transitu. Before we dive deeper into the world of hiccups, let's take a brief pause. If you're finding this video informative and interesting, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support enables us to continue exploring the fascinating intricacies of our bodies and sharing them with you. Remember, every like, share, and subscribe is a step toward expanding our collective knowledge. So, let's take a hiccup-sized pause, and when we return, we'll delve into how these tiny spasms could potentially signal more serious health concerns. Stay tuned. Sir IFS. Could hiccups be more than just a minor annoyance? The answer might surprise you. In rare instances, hiccups can indeed signal a deeper health concern. Some conditions, like gastroesophageal reflux or certain metabolic disorders, can trigger these pesky spasms. Even some neurological conditions, such as stroke or multiple sclerosis, may cause hiccups. However, before you get too worried, let's put things into perspective. The vast majority of hiccups are harmless. They are simply a result of our diaphragm. That's the muscle that helps us breathe. Getting a little overexcited, whether it's from eating too quickly, drinking carbonated beverages, or even laughing too hard, our body has its unique way of telling us to slow down. So, the next time you get hiccups, remember, it's just your body doing its thing. It's a quirky part of being human, a small reminder of the complex and fascinating systems working tirelessly to keep us alive and well.